Welcome to another episode of Just My Baby Daddy podcast. It's your favorite baby daddy, AJ. And today we got a special episode. It's coming out a day late because school started today. And today we got a special episode. We got 3 girl dads on here today. My daughter just started middle school. We got Kenny back again, whose daughter just started high school. And we got Cobb back on the show, who last time we had him on the show, he was talking about his daughter. Maybe she's going to Howard. Maybe she's going to Georgetown. But now he just started his daughter. First day of school was today at Georgia State. Thank you all for being on the show, man.
Appreciate it, brother.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having us.
So first, I'm gonna start with Cobb because we already know you already experienced what it's like to have your daughter go through middle school, what it's like to go through high school. How did you feel when you dropped your daughter off at college?
Yeah, man. It was a lot of anxiety built up to the first day, like dropping her off. I think one of the biggest things was watching her pack her stuff and breaking her room down and just going through that adjustment, and understanding that she's about to make that transition. So we, pack up, get down there to Georgia State, and that's when it started to become real. That's when the feelings start to hit you that, she's about to leave. And so we spent the entire day together, building stuff, moving stuff up in her dorm room. We went out to lunch and that was cool. I mean, everything was cool. And it didn't hit me until we got back to the house. And that's when it was like, tears start flowing. My baby girl ain't here. You know what I'm saying? And it really bothered me for a few days. It was one of the, I call it a life-changing event for me. And my daughter ain't but 30 minutes down the road. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, she not in my house under my protection and under my supervision. Not that I'm worried about her experiencing things, but it's just, she ain't here. And I was messed up for the first time in my life. I said out loud with my mouth, I need some counseling, man. I need some therapy. Like it was a tough few days. And I think I'm out of it now. I was able to, I think she recognized it too. So that's why the relationship is so important, because she called me and she said, "Hey Dad, I kind of feel like you're not okay." You know what I'm saying? Like you all right? You all right? And she said, I can come back home this weekend if you want me to. And I was like, nah, I'm cool. I'm good. I'm just, I'm just missing you. And I know you miss being home. And, we got to go through this transition because we got to get used to it because you got to handle your business. And so for her to reach out to me like that, made me further validate that we did the right thing with her. She's a compassionate person. She's a thinker. She's looking outside the box. And I feel confident that someday she'll take care of me just like I took care of her. So it was a good and necessary transition. I'll say that.
So look, going back to our original conversation when you was talking about Howard and Georgetown, you live in Atlanta. She goes to Georgia State, and you feel that way now. How do you think you would have handled if she really went away to school? Like went away.
Yeah, messed up, man. Messed up. I don't think that you realize it when you're going on these college tours and things like that. And granted, man, everybody's relationship is different. But I know for me and my daughter, we like two peas in a pod. And so when it start getting real and start getting closer to the date, I mean, I would have definitely moved her up there, but I would have been sick, man. I would have been sick. I would have missed her that much. Eventually I would have got over it. But, think when you're in 11th grade and you're trying to build up to that 12th grade and you're going to visit all these colleges and they're showing you all the things that they got to offer. I think that's one thing. I think actually getting down to that 2 weeks before, that week before to the night before, you got to take this road trip and pack all your stuff up, spending money for the transition. All that stuff started to sink in and add up, man, and it's a little different.
Yo, Kyle, I had a question for you. You said you got, emotional, you teared up. Can you talk about it? What is it? Because it's your daughter, like your baby girl? Because you got 2 sons too. Do you think just go through that?
Totally different. When I think of dropping my sons off, it's almost like I can slow the car down and y'all can jump out. But my daughter, and I love my sons, but my daughter, it was just, she's my firstborn. It's the first experience that me and my wife had. let me just walk you through the emotional side, right? I wasn't boohoo crying, but it hurt. It hurt, bro. Like it hurt to my core. We got home, my wife and I sat for a minute, and then we kind of separated because I just felt like we just needed our own moment. And then after we had our moment, I think I went in the garage and we got a little like a record room my wife built where she goes in there and listens to her records, and she was just in there listening to records, and she had her moment. And then we came together afterwards. And this is something that I shared with her that I shared with y'all. I said, oddly, one of the first things that came to my mind was, man, I can't lose no child. I'd be messed up. I mean, I can't imagine what people go through when they lose a child. If this affected me like it did, and I'm preparing, all the bros joking me about, oh man, you're gonna be crying, you're gonna be teary eyed, and then when it finally happened, you can't really control your emotions when it comes to somebody that's so special to you like that. And so I had my own moment to myself, and then me and my wife shared an emotional moment where I felt like it was a perfect opportunity to thank her for instilling that thing that only a woman can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we do our part, right? But my wife was on her, from scholarships to her workload, and directing that. Not just allowing you to exist, but really leading from the front and coaching her up to her involvement with her friends, thanking her for being there, for having those conversations with my daughter when things got a little rocky or you don't know which way things go. She played basketball. I don't know if there was an episode where a girl hit on her or something like that. I don't know. But my wife was there to coach her through that, or and just walk her through friendships and relationships, and how to show up, how to be presentable. One of the things for me when my daughter was born was like, I always want my children presentable. You know what I'm saying? I don't ever want you. You're not with a hair out of place, or wrinkled, dingy clothes, anything like that. I just want them presentable so they can present as best as possible. And so I really had to take that moment to thank her for that, because you don't know how valuable that is when you working together to try to mold this human being, man. And it was just a beautiful moment that we shared. She's responsible for a lot of the effort that was the initiative to push for the scholarships, which, we can talk about that at any time. But she has so much scholarship that Georgia State is cutting her checks back every semester. And that's just one of the reasons why she went with Georgia State. Now, she could have went to some other colleges for sure. But when you talk about the best decision, the smartest decision, I got student loans, right? So I don't know what it feels like to go to school and not work a job to help pay for school, and trying to make tuition and trying to buy books, to this situation where she's set up. And that's her effort for sure, but it's also under the teaching and direction of my wife.
Yeah. And see, this show is about, baby dads. We'll give it up to the wifey on that one.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah,
Teach
of
the
course. Of course. She definitely didn't get it from her dad. What are you talking about? That one is blatantly obvious.
Yeah,
And
man.
so now you would know what Kenny experienced, what Kenny's going through right now, where your daughter just hit high school. So how was that? Because now, it's really starting to get to that point where 4 years from now it's gonna go by just like that. And you're gonna
Yeah.
be sitting in cop shoes. So how was your feeling the first day?
Yeah. So I was emotional too, but for a little different reason. My reason is because, middle school, they go to school around like 8:30, 9 o'clock. High school, Kennedy had to be at her bus stop at what, 6 o'clock?
Mm.
And just me having to get up that early because school starts at like 7. Yo, that had me crying. Um, but yeah, in all seriousness, we went to the open house last week and just walking through the halls, trying to find her classes, try to meet her teachers. That's when it really hit me like, yo, it's a different world. Like, how big some of the boys were, like how tall. And Kennedy, she's only like 5'4". I'm like, my baby is in here with grown men. Like
Yeah.
that shit scared me for real. Like, cause I can't be there to protect her. You know what I mean? So I feel like this is when she's gonna get her independence. She's gonna have to start figuring a lot of stuff out on her own. So that made me emotional, just thinking about how it's real. Playtime is over. This is when she's gonna have to start thinking about her future, college, or if she wants to go into business after these next 4 years. So yeah, dude, I'm still a nervous wreck. But we'll see how this thing goes, and maybe we can get some pointers from Cobb because he's been through it, and his daughter clearly she did the right things, and they instilled the right values and things of that nature in his daughter. But I'm just hoping and praying, just God covers my baby, because man, it's scary for me.
If I can just offer something, man. One of the things that we did was just be involved. Like, because what'll happen is once you're involved and the teachers know you and the counselors know you, and I
Mhm.
think that the dad position is so important because all the moms show up. But when the dads show up too, it's just an extra level of care that they have for the child as well. There's so many Greek people there as well, people that, maybe from where you from. But in order to find that out, you got to be involved, man. You got to go to the volunteer thing, trips, clubs. We've donated countless things to different sports organizations that the kids were involved in. And again, it's just that oversight. And I think that that's why the kids have good success is because of that oversight. Like I never had my dad on me for school. I think I would have turned out I had a lot better output if I had him on me in high school. We were talking before we went live just about how these 4 years dictate really your whole life. How well you do in high school. I see AJ. Here you go. I see AJ. I feel like these 4 years are very important because if you do well in high school, you can earn that college scholarship, which will take that financial burden off you, which will give you a little bit of a leg up later on. Now, I'm not saying before your audience thrash me that you can't be successful without high school and coming out of high school. But if your parents go to college and you can earn a scholarship, it just helps you out down the road.
So what's funny is what you talked about the oversight and being present. I think that's why for me, my daughter's first day was hard. It was much harder than I anticipated. For one, it wasn't even first day. It was the open house because going to that open house meant a lot because for the longest time I didn't even know if my kids would be here for middle school. And like it's emotional because like while I'm happy that she's here, I'm still in such limbo that I don't know if instantly my mind goes to, damn, I don't know if my son's gonna be here for middle school. Like, so once I get over that part, it's like I understand my importance in making sure that this is gonna be a real time, especially for my daughter. Like my daughter's the type, like she even asked me, so there's no more recess? Like what are you talking about? Like she's one of them type of kid, and it's a blessing to me because my child is a real like she's been a real kid. Like so now this is going to be the first time we're like, hey, you got a key to the house, like stuff like that she hasn't had up until this point, and it's like, yo, this kid stuff that you get away with, this shit has to stop. And for her, I think that's going to be kind of a hard transition. And she thinks so. She doubts herself. So you know, I talk her through it, because she's nervous about middle school and just literally getting to the fact of like, man, I didn't even know if we could get here with my daughter is what really, really messed me up because it took a lot. It takes a lot just to get to establish a relationship with my daughter enough that, hey, if something were to happen, I know we can still have it, right? But being as though that I can really physically be here when I didn't know that was going to be possible, like it just sent me all kinds of ways. And
You
then
got to control what you can control, bro.
Yeah.
True.
Well, yeah, but I'm doing my part to control it, right? Like all I can do is my fight. But I can say when I went there and we did the open house, it made me feel really good when, parenting's not a competition when you're co-parenting, right? It's not a fight. It's not about who does better, things like that. But it definitely does feel good when your kid points you out as the one they want to do something with. Like my daughter was learning how to use a locker. She said, "No, I want my dad to do it." And her mom said something like, "Well, thankfully I'm secure in my parenthood that I ain't going to feel no way about it." I ain't gonna lie, both of those comments made me feel good. Both of 'em made me feel fucking amazing. It's like, yeah, this is why I'm here. This is why I'm supposed to be here. So like her starting middle school when for so long, I don't know, it's like year after year, they are just so unstable and not knowing. It threw me off. It definitely
Well,
threw me off.
I'll give you this, man. You can be in the same household with a woman, the mom, spouse or significant other, whatever, and still have those same challenges. You can be at odds for a minute before things come together. I will cite this, like, my wife and I, we sometimes we can be like oil and water, man. I mean, we don't agree on everything all the time. But one thing that we try to intentionally do is when that happens, when my kids say, "Oh, I want to be with dad," because they know dad not sharp or up to date on all the goings on at the school, I always redirect and include mom and make sure she's aware of what's going on, so we can be at least on the same page with some things. And I think that even when we're not at our best, because we're human, so we don't always see things eye to eye. I don't even believe, like, a lot of school. I mean, you go to school all the time, man. It's almost like work from home. I don't want to go to the office every day. You need to go to school every day. Go 3 times a week, man, straight. What you need to get a B. Anyway,
You guys are better than me because for me, it's always a competition. So if I change a diaper, I want to be a better diaper changer. I want to put the lotion on better. I want to drive better. I want to commute
pretty
you better.
crazy.
But so I salute you guys. It's always a
Yeah,
competition with me.
I can't be in competition because I go crazy.
that's what I'm saying, man. You go crazy.
And plus, I can't see the other side. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't even know what I'm competing against.
That's ever been no 16-year-old woman or no 16-year-old girl, 15-year-old girl. You got to yield. You know what I'm saying? It's no way,
Yeah.
even if we did our best to speak on that regard, the best thing to do is build that alliance and try to have some type of camaraderie when it comes to raising them kids. Now,
That's a fact.
That's
I do
fact.
want to take that pride on with my son. Now, here's where the competition come in a little bit. She got my daughter, she's like straight. And so I'm like, my boys gotta be straight, like, so I'm now stepping up to the plate, being more involved, leading more things, trying to get them into some scholarship programs and getting them to do the right things early because she set the blueprint. So now it's just following, on top of that, making sure they understand what my expectation of them as young men too. So I do think there's a difference between the genders. So since we're talking about the girls, my involvement goes up to kind of here, and then I hit a ceiling, and then I involve my wife on a lot of things. Yeah, so my bad.
Yeah, because it's weird. Yet goes to middle school next year.
Dang, you
I
do?
don't mean to say it like this, but like, I don't care.
Yeah,
Hey, it's like a boy, he gets to
Dang.
middle school, figure it out. My
yeah.
my baby girl goes there. It's like, man, my baby's growing up. It's like him. It's about time. Her. Oh my God, slow down. It's different. It's different there.
But I think it's different too because it's almost like rites of passage. It's like your son is going to be a provider for a family one day, you know,
Yeah.
or somebody one day, or he may have his own children and he's going to have to provide. And we can't give them every answer or they'll be no good. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta allow them some space to hit their head, to fail, to figure it out, to use some critical thinking. And if we don't, then it's like we're setting them up for failure. Case in point, my son is playing football, my youngest son, 9. And I noticed that I was so excited when he started playing again that I'm helping him get his I don't get hit him getting dressed, like his shoulder pads and his cleats and all that stuff. And I got him, he decked out, he got the visor, the whole 9 yards, right? And then I realized one day when he was like, we came home and he said, "Hey, Dad, I'm out in the garage because he takes his stuff off in the garage." And I said, "Okay, well, come on in the house." He said, "Well, you gonna come and take my shoulder pads off?" And I was like, "Bro, you not in the NFL, bro. Like you gotta figure out how to take your own pads. You can't play sport without taking your pads off." And then I said, "Man, hey, I gotta apologize to you because I've been helping him with it every day." So I didn't allow him to grow in that moment. So I think it is important, and gender does matter. Like I treat my daughter differently than I treat my sons.
We all do. I mean, we just that we open up to say it. We all do. We all do. Right. So Kenny, do you have any fears that's coming up in these next 4 years?
So, of course, my dynamic. Kennedy has a bonus mom, Lanice, my wife, and then she has Tiffany too, who we went to school with. I think everybody's doing a good job in pouring into Kennedy. So I don't think we worry about her. I don't have any fears with her behaviorally.
I'm just really nervous about my daughter facing that real reality that, not everyone's her friend. Not everyone's a fan of her being so overly energetic all the time,
Hmm.
always in people's faces, and like that ain't because she did say that the first day somebody asked her like, "Oh, how are you so energetic this way all the time, all day?" And she says, "I don't know. I'm just like this." And like just continues on with her conversation. I'm like, yeah, yeah, that sounds like you. That sounds just like you. And that that's I don't want to how to say like I don't want to ruin that innocence for her, but I know it's going to be. And I'm just there to figure out, okay, once that happens, how am I going to help her navigate through that part? Because it's going to happen. It's going to
Yeah,
happen.
I would say my fears are more probably global, man. I got fears of like sex trafficking and all type, stuff like that. Weird stuff, man. I mean, because I feel like Bree can handle herself, and but it's just the world that I'm worried about. It's like because she wants to travel and she wants to go to these places and stuff like that. And I'm doing the research and I'm like, Bree,
Yo, cop, you know better. You know better. Anything you want to find on the internet, you're going to find on the internet. If you want to prove a point about something on the internet, look. I live in a very safe neighborhood. I bet you, if I went on the internet right now, I probably could find something that happened in probably 2008. Somebody got stabbed or something, and be like, "See, it's violence." Like you can find whatever you want to on the internet. It's going to always be something, man.
you look up your sex register,
Always.
the registry in the area. Yeah, man. Hey, you find out some interesting stuff, man, and do it within a 5 mile radius and see all the you got to know that, man. Like
Yeah.
um it's a part of the role for me. But that yeah, those type of fears, man, and then her being green, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a certain
That's what I'm
greenness.
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a certain greenness about her that when she started driving, I followed her, right? I followed her because she was going to the gas station, and so
Did she know you was following her?
no, not exactly. No, she didn't know. No. So I just wanted to see how she drive. This was one of her first times out by herself, and I wanted to see how she drove and see how she conducted herself at the gas station. So I'm telling her, look, before you get out of the car, just take a little quick peek around. You know what she did? She get out the car, she got the earbuds in, and she just like in a bubble. You know what I'm saying? And so I call her. She said, "Yeah, hey Dad." I said, "Bree, I'm over here in the parking lot. Do you see me?" "Yeah." How did you not see me following you? How you not see that? You're not paying attention. So Yeah, it's just that thing being down in the city in a new environment where the element of danger is a little bit higher. And so I just try to keep dripping on her. Just, hey, dad, how you doing? Going out, hanging out. Okay, well, breathe. Look around, man. Notice knowing your environment. You got your mace, like just help me out, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm terrified out here.
Yeah, you're doing that for you.
Yeah, man. I'm terrified because I don't know how I would react if somebody hurt her, if somebody do something wrong to her. You know what I'm saying? It's that serious. And so I feel like there's a lot of preventative measures that could prevent a lot of things from happening. Of course, yeah. Could you have random crime and could things happen to anybody? Sure. But sometimes, man, I think people put themselves in position. You really jogging? You you really jogging at 4 o'clock in the morning? Really? Yeah. Somebody beat you
That's
over?
why
Yeah.
going to Subway at 4 o'clock
Yeah.
in the morning.
Talk about
That's
your
why them
right.
Africans beat you up. Yeah.
Look, matter of fact, you get pulled over in Clark County and you try to tell the people about your rights. Yeah, they put that on you. You cannot do that out here. That's just some of my fears, man. It's just making sure that she's aware of her surroundings and put herself in safe environments. Like I used to carry a weapon a lot, like all the time. And I don't carry it as much now because I don't put myself in environments that I would need it most of the time. Of course, you can't predict where the crime is going to come or how it's going to come. 9 times out of 10, I'm not at places that dictate that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to last concert I went to, Stevie Wonder. Ain't nobody trying
I was,
to
that was
ain't nobody trying to rob me at the Stevie Wonder concert. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I don't have the appetite no more. And that's why you gotta have a youth. Matter of fact, Haywood was in town, man. Me and Haywood got together and had some good conversation just about like he was asking me like, how do you go out anymore, this, that, and the third. And I said, bro, I'm a homebody now, man. I done did mine. I done had my fun. I done been to I can't go to no club. I don't go no place I can't sit down. And any place I gotta stand in line, I ain't going. That's just I don't have
I
to.
agree.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
It's all of it is relevant. You transition, your daughter transition, your family transitions, and you mature in a thinking. So I think that's why it's going through these rites of passage, the high schools, I'm sorry, the middle schools, the high schools, the college or business or trade or entrepreneurship, whatever you're going to do. And then hopefully they meet somebody that is that's going to do right by them, and then you have that because by that time you should have the maturity and the confidence in her decision that she has chosen someone that will, you know, treat her accordingly.
So to that meet somebody point, right? Now, both of y'all are at stages where, one, you have a daughter that's in college, which means she's about to enjoy her college life, going out. She's in Atlanta. She's going to be going out. Kenny, you're at the point where I don't know if your daughter has already been into boys, but that stuff, but it's happening.
Yeah.
It is on its way. So like, how are you, like, Cobb, do you even follow your daughter on social media? You just gonna just like, I'm not gonna look at it, I'm just gonna cut it off? Or like, and Kenny, how are you gonna be prepared for like, hey dad, I want you to meet somebody? Like, cause this is coming. For the next 4 years, this is coming for both of y'all.
Yeah. Kenny, you want to go first or you want me to take it?
I'll go first real quick.
All right.
Yeah, man, what keeps me up at night concerning that and the whole dating thing, man, studs, yo. Cause like right now, they have like the slickest talk game right now out of everybody.
Yeah.
But nah, seriously.
That's
And I
classic.
love everybody. I was just fucking around.
No, you're right though, cause every stud I know got something, man. They got, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
And
Kenny.
see, Kennedy's a cheerleader too. So she's around like the basketball team. Now I'm stereotyping, but I mean it's a fact that a lot of studs do play sports like,
Mhm.
basketball and softball and things of that nature. But so Kennedy's around that scene and that goes for the guys and the girls. Like, and I feel like I could be biased, but I feel like she's a pretty girl. And so that's one of the things that it scares the hell out of me for real. Like, she's had friends, but now she she might start dating, that's a whole different ball game. So like up until now, we let her have friends. None of that being physical stuff. Like I took her to Carowinds last year. You can walk around with the guy, but that's about it. You know, a hug, good night at the end of the night. That's it. But so now she's getting older. She's 14. So now maybe it might entail some kissing or just something like that. Even that, I don't want to see because I don't know what I'll do to the dude.
Oh, nah. Hell no.
But
I don't want to see that.
I accept it. I know it's bound to happen. But the thing is, so we've instilled in her morals and values, and hopefully, I think this is where your parenting really shows, right? What they do now. Hopefully, she'll have the right mind not to take it too far, not to do anything crazy, not to disappoint us. So I know Kennedy, one thing she doesn't like to disappoint, and her feelings get hurt easily. So she knows just don't be out here doing nothing crazy. But still, in the back of my mind, I still know she's a human being and they're going to make mistakes. So we just got to kind of see when those mistakes do happen, how we handle those and, learn from them.
Yeah. So my daughter had a relationship on the tail end of high school, like maybe right around the second semester of senior year. She had her first official boyfriend, and she did it right because she knows me. So because she knows me, she prepared him well to speak to me, right? She know that he has to come to the table with some things, and he literally had just a regular conversation, but he had some points and key indicators to let me know that Bree checked him on how to approach me. His dress and presentation was nice. Oh, he was talking about some good things. And, of course, we all know the hustle talk and this, that, and the third, but he kept it really simple. And so he asked me if it was okay if they took their friendship one step up to be exclusive with each other.
Wow.
And I said, well, if you had the balls to do that, all right. Now keep in mind, it's all a hustle because my wife had to know about this dude.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, your wife knew a long time ago. She knew a long time ago.
So all of them in who's together and so he came respectful. So now I'm getting toward the conversation to my daughter about what my expectations are of her. I feel like if they don't hear it, then it don't exist. All right. So I told her, I said, Bree, you guys could continue friends, right? You step into this girlfriend role, there may be certain expectations that he have of you that you may not want to do. You know what I'm saying? And it could be everything from communication to sex. You guys need to be on the same page before it becomes a problem. All right. Because I'm not going to understand me walking past your room and seeing you crying. I'm not going to understand it. So now it becomes a problem. You coach and quarterback your relationship like you need to, or I'm going to have to get involved. And if I get involved, then all bets off because I'm just going to be upset. So she handled it well. When it got to a point where she felt like the exclusive relationship was too much, just being, with one person and he want to talk all the time or whatever it was. She said, this is not for me. So actually giving her the rope and allowing her to get into a relationship really deterred her from it because they gotta understand what it is first. You think you're going out, you in high school and it's after the game and your boyfriend call you, he go to another school. You hanging out over here, he like, oh, okay, we ain't gonna stay on the phone tonight and talk. Now it's difficult. And then having her understand and talk through this physical thing. Like I said, man, beautiful young girls. All three of us got beautiful young girls, and her understanding what she's dealing with. So I'm a young lady going out. People are going to see me. They're going to look at me, and they may want to be with me for this only, and not really know what your heart about or your mind about, and try you off that. So you got to be careful about who you engage in conversation with. I told my daughter, I said, teachers shouldn't have certain conversations with you. I don't like pet nicknames in school. You got to be careful of that shit too. The coach, hey baby, huh? I don't like none of it. I don't like none of it, man. Hey, look. Hey, coach, where your daughter go to school at? Why? Oh, because I want to go over there and call her baby. Don't call my daughter baby. Don't call her. Keep it. She got a name for a reason. So you gotta. So when I say, man, that oversight is important, it's on the relationships. It's dripping and getting them to have understanding of some involvement and some accountability. But you gotta coach it. You gotta coach it. And I'd rather go on record saying I'd rather be vocal and coach her up to the point where I'm just so comfortable that she got it. I'm fine with you talking about me behind my back, saying I'm an asshole. I'm fine because that's what it takes. She knows I'm involved. Now I don't have to call her and say, "Oh, Bree, well, yeah, she'll check in periodically, and that's just off the relationship that you build."
So Kyle, you mentioned, you coach her, you coached, and probably still coaching it in some aspect. But so all three of us, we were young men at one point in time, college guys, attractive guys. I don't think we had any hard times with the ladies. But so at this point now, and of course we've healed and we've matured, right? At this point, do you guys? Because this is what I struggle with. Do you guys talk to your daughters about how immature guys could be, and what young guys are looking for, trying to get out the deal, or do you let their mothers handle that, or is it a combination of both? Because to be honest, I don't want Kennedy with the guy that I used to be like.
Of course not.
But
Of course not.
how do you guys manage that?
Well, one, I ain't got to worry about it yet. But I anticipate what's funny is I don't want to just leave it up to the moms. Because the moms, you know why? And I trust the moms. I trust the moms. But the moms let them they fell for a nigga like me. Be like, you gotta avoid people like your dad used to be, but it's like, but you didn't. like
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
I can tell you that. You know what I mean?
So that was my question. Do you tell your daughter that? Because you don't want to completely trash yourself. Like, do you tell them that?
Yeah.
Tell
So
them what, man.
go ahead, AJ. My
I
bad.
think your daughter. I'm be honest, yo. I think your daughters will pick up and know. Like just based off of who we are. I don't think we give off the energy that well, the only person that ever liked me was your mom. Like I don't think I mean look, they notice it, right? They notice it when it be little stuff where, we might go to their game or we go to their event and then they see all the other parents looking they won't say nothing, but they notice it. They know they dad can get,
Yeah.
they know.
Yo,
My daughter called me out on it. Yeah, they know.
let me say this. My daughter went to. Now, keep in mind two things. All of our kids, grow up on social media, right? So all of our close circle really know them. Like I don't know your daughter, Kenny, but I've seen her grow up on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Internet uncles and shit. If you
Yeah,
don't know them,
internet
like,
uncles. There you go.
Yeah.
So Bree went to Fayetteville State Homecoming a couple years ago, right? So and she can't get from the car to the plots because everybody's stopping her. Hey Bree, how you doing? Where your daddy? Where you? And so I didn't go to that particular homecoming. Tisha went. So when she get back from the homecoming, she had this whole different mindset. She said, "Dad, you had to be loose on that campus." I said, "No." She said, just the way it moved, know everybody. And I seen Uncle Catfish and Uncle Mel and Uncle this, Uncle that, and everybody know everybody. She said, you had to be loose on that campus. So I would say to your question, Kenny, one thing that they have that we didn't have was social media. So I think they see more and know more faster than we ever would know. So I didn't specifically sit her down and say, hey, this is what I done, because I think that's grown folk business. Like if you didn't go to high school with me, you don't got no business knowing what I did back in the day. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's important to let her know some challenges that she may face. Right Not necessarily what you did, but some challenges that she may face in dating and just with men in particular.
Yeah.
And like you said, studs.
My daughter called me out for having 2 baby moms. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? She know what's going on. She know
Man,
who her daddy is.
how was that? I mean, how was that?
When she said it,
Yeah.
man, I didn't have a response. Cause I was just getting dressed and it was like, your daddy looks good. He's like, oh, is that why you have 3 kids and 2 months? And I'm like, hey, I just say, get out of here. That's all
Yeah.
I said. I didn't even respond to say, get the fuck. Like, hey, I wanted to say, get the fuck out of my face, but I was like, just go. Like, just get out of here. Like, it's.
Kids will tell you about yourself, man. Kids will tell you about yourself.
Oh well, no, I did. Speaking of that point, I did kind of piss my son off. So my son has a crush on his teacher. When he's in 5th grade now, he keeps talking about his 2nd grade teacher, right?
Okay.
He was saying something to me. We was playing a game or something, talking trash to me. And after I said the thing to his sister, and that's why she said something about something don't match. And I was like, well, that's why your teacher had a crush on me. Killed him. I mean, killed his heart, hurt his soul, boy. Oh my God.
Your teacher's a little different than when I was. They're a little
Hey
different.
man, yeah. And we know what teachers are like when the summer's out.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard.
Got all these social media pages, man. It's bad, boy.
Crazy.
Mhm.
So, what's next? So that's another thing that I really didn't have a lot of forecasting when it came to the kids. So my wife, as soon as we dropped her off, she said, now I'm starting on working on scholarships for medical school. I'm looking into scholarships. I'm looking into pushing Bree to get summer labs. Like she need to get this. I think she's getting a med tech certification and a CNA certification this summer, and setting up her internships and all of this stuff, man. But that's how it has to be done in order to get ahead of the curve. It's so many scholarships out here that people don't even apply for, and every dollar count. Every dollar count.
Every dollar definitely counts.
Did she make the decision to go to college versus starting a career or being an entrepreneur? Did y'all how did y'all navigate through that?
So yeah, I think because
Hold on, Carl, before you answer. Tell I don't think you might not know. You ain't have the whole back. What does your wife do, Cobb?
Tisha, she's a superintendent for Montessori schools.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she
So
like I think 20 schools or something like that,
Oh, that's
maybe
nice. Yeah.
18 something. But she over a lot of schools for Montessori school, and she's a Georgia trainer for Montessori teachers too. So they have to go through a Montessori trainer,
Okay.
and it's a handful of people that can certify you. So she's
Yeah,
one of
because they got totally different curriculum. So yeah, that's what's up.
yeah.
so education's been a thing for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is not
Oh
this
yeah,
ain't something that's no. Yeah, this ain't something that's new.
yeah,
Like they just now getting into it. Like nah,
yeah.
that she was going to college. Like that was it.
So
Like,
funny, man. My uncle Kenny, man, still to this day, because him and my wife got the same birthday. He'll say, "Well, what is she doing?" I tell him, he say, "What the fuck she want with you?" I say, "Man, I'm a professional too."
All right.
bullshitter.
Man.
Yeah, man. But I forgot where we was at in the conversation because I'm getting.
I know. Well, in 3 years, I'll be where you are, Kenny. And what's funny is, in 3 years, I'll also be starting one in kindergarten. I'll have one
Yeah.
starting kindergarten and high school at the same time.
And if you work real hard, you're retired in '97.
Shut up.
Yeah, man.
Ah.
I'll share this too, man. We were talking about like because we got a couple of couples that we know that's empty nesters now. They dropped their last son or daughter off at college this year. We got the young one pulling up the rear. He's in his last year of elementary, and I'm like, man, bro, I want to retire so bad. But I'm thinking that by the time he graduated from high school, somebody got to be moving back in the house. Because who can afford a house? People can't afford a house right now. Can you imagine how much a house is going to be in 5 years?
Right.
You know, what's the responsibility of the parents to put the kids in a better position? Like, it's just a lot to think about, man. So that's where some of my anxiety come from too. Is like, okay, are there really going to be any jobs? I told my kids, look, man, if you're not going to college for something major, just go get HVAC, plumbing, something like that, man, and build your career off that, because I don't want you to go to school for something that don't yield you no money. And I don't even know if things are guaranteed no more, man. There's so
Right.
many doctors and hospitals. I'm in in the healthcare staffing industry. It used to be where the travel nurses were sought after. So they were getting all this money. And so all these colleges were implementing these nursing programs and funneling nurses through, and they were coming out getting jobs. But now that's slowing down. And the hospital's getting back to, okay, we don't need no travel nurse. We're hiring nurses full time, and we're good, because this $200 bill rate, $300 bill rate that you guys are offering me, I don't want to pay that no more. So it's just a scary thing. And to piggyback on my fears, one of my fears is that you know the kids the kids will try, like they go out and they get their first apartment, right, or their first house, and can they really afford it, or should I just build and build and build and get me a compound, put everybody a house on the comp? I don't know, man. I'm just
Yeah.
exhausted.
Build a compound, and if they don't move it, you still got it.
Either way,
Fuck. Fuck.
Man,
Yeah.
that'd be a good conversation. Maybe another time. Like, a lot of cultures, they allow their kids to come back. Not so much us, but so it's just, I would welcome mine back. Right.
God, this guy's brutal. Yeah, my grandfather didn't make it comfortable for me to come back. He was like, "You need to get out on your own," because that's what he did. And so when you start to get older, like Kenny said, man, like, I think you're supposed to welcome your children back. And
I want land. I want a space like that. I wouldn't mind putting a space where I can have all my everybody. It don't got to be elaborate. It ain't got to be huge. But if I got a lot of land, I can do that. I would love to do that, even if it's just a vacation spot. Huh?
kids' moms too,
Kids' moms do what?
and at the land. I had to get you back because you got Kenny, man.
Look, hey man, they can be there. I mean, look, I'm having a grave site and everything there.
Man,
But yeah, man, it's a rough transition we all went through, dropping off those girls and all handling it though. It's rough. It's rough. We don't talk about it. We laugh it off on Facebook or maybe these little pictures, but inside it's always a lot that you're thinking about you going through when these transitions happen. It's a lot.
We gotta do a reunion a year from today and see how things turn out.
Shit, a year from today, I have a. Never mind, I can't say that part on here. But yeah, a year from today, my son will be graduated on his way to middle school.
Nice. Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. All right, man. We appreciate y'all coming on. We'll get you back on here, definitely.
All right, for sure,
We'll
man.
get a follow
Always a
up.
pleasure, man. Been fun.
All right.
All right, bro.
All right, be
Episode of Just My Baby Daddy podcast. I know you liked what you saw. So what I need for you to do is go back and look at past episodes. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share our YouTube page, Just My Baby Daddy Podcast. And you can follow us on all social media at Just My Baby Daddy Pod.